Hello, welcome to another race commentary video. It's been a little while since the last one, but we're back. We are at Road America. We're in the GT3 Fixed. We are in top split. We've qualified 10th with a 2 minute 4.7. As you can see right there, which put me 10th. I think I binned my second lap, so I didn't count, but we're just about to go green. And we're off. So one thing I'll say is the start of these races is a real disadvantage to be in the left column. You're pretty much guaranteed to lose a position to the inside column, but it seems like there's quite a weird break here. This guy actually backs out of it and gives me space, so I'm the black and green car, black and teal. Pretty close on the brakes. I think he actually gets real close. So I've set up some like custom cameras actually, so we've got some nice rear wing action here. As you can see, so we're side by side with into turn 2, into turn 1 and turn 2 with silent fingers. Coming out into turn 2, it's all really tight. So I don't know if you guys have done GT3 Fixed at this track, or it's like this in any series really. Road America, the races are always really tight, and in a fixed setup series, it's just even tighter. So coming into turn 3, down to the big braking zone, you can use all that curve on the right, up the hill, brake nice and early, get the nose in. Right on the gearbox with this guy ahead. Switch over quite quickly for a minute. Right on board. So one of the reasons I decided to make a video of this race is later on it becomes extremely intense. As we come through the left-hand hairpin into the carousel. Guy blinking up ahead. That's where the smoke's coming from. I don't know the current position of the car. I would currently... I think we might be, I don't know. Oh, there's contact behind. It's going to be hard to keep up with the racing. Just skip forward to me. So I have a little look on the outside of turn of the hairpin, Canada corner I think it's called. Coming up into the last few corners before starting lap 2. They're really short races. These are really sprint races, and you can tell by the way people drive. Everyone's pushing so hard, and because it's a sprint race and it's really hard to overtake here. Everyone is, if there's a smallest gap, someone's going to go for it, because you don't get many opportunities to get an overtake here, especially when if you're in one of the higher splits. People don't make mistakes. People are really clean. They race me hard. So I actually got completely sideways here. I feel like I did really well to hold on to that, because I completely messed up the entry. I just turned it too early and then got on the grass, and then I somehow held on to that. Managed to, I think, brake a little bit later and just try and get a good exit. There we go, straight out of the corner. We'll have a little look behind. Everyone's still there. We're probably looking at a 0.3 second gap, 0.4. So not a big deal. Coming down into the left-hand hairpin, turn 3. Very nice, down to first. Get the apex on the power early. Use the curve on the right. As you come up the hill, brake as you get just past the red. Down the second, because it's all about getting on the power early, because you need to roll to the next corner. Into the fast right, down the hill. Use all the curve on the left. Brake it about 2.5, bring it down the second. Again, get the apex on the power early. Few corners, it's really important to be on the power early as you can here, because you're coming into a fast right-hander. Let's ride on board for a second. Again, we've got to be really patient through the carousel and get on the power end. Once the nose starts to bite in, you just go full throttle and heel grab as we come into the kink right. Guy ahead getting a little bit loose. As we come into Canada corner, what's the situation up ahead? Everyone's keeping it pretty clean up ahead. I'm closing the gap on braking. Oh, 3-car crash. So this is lap 2. We're just looking at some incidences. Lap 2, we had a 3-car crash, but it's really weird. How did it even happen? Oh, so we have 2 crashes here. We have this guy loses it just on the grass. And then we have the next crash here, which is... Oh, he lost it ages ago. How did he do that? Oh, that was gone. Oh, this guy didn't even get hit. Did he keep out of the wall at least? Oh, he drove into that other guy. Damn, that's a shame. Oh, look, that guy's crabbing it there, but if they're all dead. They're all dead. Coming on to lap 3 pretty soon. Very nice set of flowing corners. I really actually don't like salad fingers as a car thing. I always thought it was really creepy. So I really want to beat this guy. If not for any other reason than I don't like the salad fingers. As you can see there. Alright, so we're coming on to lap 3. We're up to P7, so we started 10th. We're up to P7. I'm having a little look. I decide better of it. I decide I'll try and get him on the next one. So now my goal is to make sure I get close and get on the power early out of turn 2. Which I feel like we did okay. The draft here is so minimal. You need to be I don't know, like 0.2.
Hold your line, man. Hold your line.
Hold your line, boys. Hold your line. So yeah, as I was saying, you need to be out of.
Don't understand this way, man.
Let's say out of the last corner or out of turn 2. You need to be something like 0.2, maybe like to get alongside. Maybe 0.3 if you get a good run. Like it depends on the sort of run you get, but if it's a straight drag, yeah, you need to be really close to get a run. Whereas some circuits it's not like that at all. Okay, so if I remember correctly, old Salad Fingers here has, I don't know if it's now or the next lap, but he does have a pretty huge moment. Let's have a look. Here we go. He did so well to hold that.
Good save, mate. Good save.
I even told him, good save. Like, I'm going to have a look on board, because to me that was such a good save. Right, we got a gyro cam actually. Roll bar. Whoa. Let's have a look. He turns in, he just got on the curb a bit too much. Knowing how hard it is to save in this car.
Good save, mate. Good save.
It's yeah, he did a very good job on that. As we come down into Canada corner, get the apex on the right, on the power early. Don't use too much of that curb on that gravel. Going off track. Into 4th, lift off, coast, half throttle, back on the power as soon as you can. As you come up here, you brake halfway down the dark tarmac, down to 2nd, try and maximise the apex exit. I struggle on this exit almost every lap. I feel like I didn't do a good enough job on the exit, but I think it's just one of those corners that just never quite feels right because it's a late apex, but it's also you can almost get on the power before you even get to the apex. Anyway, what are we looking at? Back marker. We've got a little bit of a gap behind. Daniel Side Fingers is right on my gearbox. So right now, all I'm trying to do, I've got to make a gap. I've got to pull a gap. The guys ahead are really tight, but we're doing pretty good. We're on lap 4. We're currently 6th. So we've gone from 10th and we're down to 6th currently. But this race isn't over. Lap 4, there's usually about 8 laps, so it's not even a huge undertaking to rewatch. Race is normally about 15 minutes. If you've not done this, it's honestly really fun. Normally I would avoid GT3 Fixed, just because it's usually a bit of a wreck fest. But this week it's been pretty good. I think Road America is a pretty good circuit. A little bit sideways on entry there, but I managed to hold it. It's a pretty good circuit. The racing's good. I still do get completely binned. I think a race I did earlier, I got down into the turn 3 braking zone. I got some dude literally just punted me straight into the wall on the right. Car was completely dead. Oh, he's gone wide again, out on the kink as we make our way down to Canada corner. Go down to the hairpin. Get that curb on the right. Power early. Just about to touch that dirt on the left. Come up to 4th. Go half throttle. Power. There we go. Brake halfway down the dark tarmac. Down to 2nd. Turn in. Power. Again, you can get on the power really as soon as you can spot that exit, as soon as you can spot that curve, you get on the power. So we're actually reeling in this guy. We were probably about 2 seconds back, and I think we're down to about 1. He is blinking up ahead, which means his network is not that amazing. So Sally Fingers Daniel here, he's dropped back a little bit. I'm putting on a big charge. I think that there 204.42, that lap you just saw me do, I think that's one of my fastest laps ever, if not my fastest lap. So I was really pushing. I know that the aliens and the really quick dudes are doing 203s, but 204, what's my, see my optimum is a 204.2, so a 204.4, you know, that's pretty good I feel like. So we are catching these guys. We'll go to another camera. We are catching, they are racing a little bit, not that much, but a little bit, so we are catching. So he's made a mistake up ahead. This is the perfect time for me to reel this in as they go side by side. It's something you love to see if you're trying to get away from someone. Instant coming up. Oh! Who's that? That's Clive. Clive getting absolutely ruined. So it looks like this guy. John Chasseur. So it looks like the guy ahead. So the guy in front of Clive, he's way offline. He has an issue. He's braking mid-corner. Clive's like trying to avoid it, and it looks like this guy's just taking the normal speed of the corner and just completely wiping out Clive. Oh, he just about keeps it together out of the wall, which would help him a lot, but that's a shame. Patience through this corner, get on the power as early as you can. That was a little bit late. Coming into the kink. All of the track. As we come down to counter corner hairpin, brake at the 3.5. Try and grab the curb on the right. There we go. Trying to get close. It's all about getting as close as you can before the straights. It's the only way you will overtake you on those straights. Is when you have I'd get alongside and get an entry into the next corner. So here we are. It's lap 5, so it's the next lap is where it gets really tight. So where is Daniel? He's dropped back a bit behind him. He's not really got to worry. So I do have a little look across to the right. I see an opportunity to go for it, but I think I back out of it, and I also notice him blinking, and I think better of it. So now I got a pretty good run out of here. Here's a pretty good opportunity for me to do something. But without a slipstream, there's not much where I can go. He comes right across my nose. It's really tight. How tight was that again? Let me just have a little look. So I thought I was almost alongside, then he comes right across, and now I can't see my brake point at all. But I managed to get the car down to first as we come up the hill. I'm going to switch to TV1. 3 wide coming into turn 4. Right on the outside, leaves it as I go on the inside. So now I'm on the outside for the next turn, which is a fast speeding right. I give enough room. The guy on my right wants to have a go as well. But I box him in. Make sure I don't outbrake myself. I just about go clear. It's super tight. You know, we're battling for, what are we, I'm 5th, so we're battling for 5th. I'm currently 6th. He's pulled a tiny gap, but behind me, it's really close. Salad Fingers is tight. Salad Fingers has gone very wide. He's hit the wall. Oh dear. As I close in on that braking zone. Oh, look at that. That car looks good. Alright, coming onto the last sector here. Oh, he's gone very wide behind me. Closing up again. Can I get a good exit? Yeah, that's pretty decent. Guy behind me. He's got him to deal with. It's all spread out a little bit. There's a lot of dust being kicked up back there. That's very tight behind. We'll revisit that in a minute. So I have gone alongside. We'll go to chase cam. So I'm on the inside. I've left just enough room that netcode is good. I think he just breaks clear right in the braking zone, but I come back. I've got a good exit. The problem is I can already tell I'm in the complete wrong place because I'm on the outside for this turn, and it's really easy to, if you're on the outside for this turn up here, you can get two cars can come through. The first one to go through, and I'll be side by side with this guy, but this guy breaks a little bit early. This guy comes through pretty deep. I managed to just about clear it, but he got done on the outside, and then he's covered off the inside. That was very trusting of that guy. As you can see, a very tight barrel. We'll ride along board for a second. He is behind me. This guy's at the back of the pack. It was very tight. He's gone a little bit deep. I did not. Which means I'm set up perfectly for the next corner. He's got Perez on the outside. This is not going to work, mate. Oh, he's got a good run out. This is
good racing, boys.
I literally the point in this race, it was so tight, so tense. I had to say it because the racing was so good. So we're actually battling for fourth now. I can't remember what happened. I think we might have always been battling for fourth, but I just didn't pay attention. Oh, he's locked up a little bit. On board with 7th place. I am just ahead. I'm seriously trying to chase down the guy behind me. I'm trying to chase down like Kristoff, I can't see his name. Got a decent gap. We have 1 lap to go. Can we make it happen? It's all very close up here. Oh, a little bit. Down into turn 2. Let's see how close we can get coming out onto the back straight. I guess it's not the back straight, I guess it's just call it the second straight. So we're probably 0.2, and this is the level of draft that you get. Oh, he completely disappears. I don't know if that's my... I've gone down the inside. I don't know if... I think that's my replay. Where is he? Oh, he's there. He's still... So I backed out of that one. I thought better of it. I don't remember him blinking.
You're blinking like crazy, man.
I remember him blinking a bit, but not that much as this was in the replay. But he did disappear a little bit during that corner, which kind of threw me out a little bit. I actually at the time I remember thinking to myself, is he like deploying? Is he deploying like some kind of like blink cheat so that I can't overtake? Because I would. On the power, yeah, let's go. Oh, there's a bin. What happened here? So we have 3 guys coming into turn 3. So who's this guy? John's completely, he's not made the corner at all. And he's taken out the Ferrari. Who's this? Brandon. He's taken out Brandon. This guy's got a cheeky double overtake out of that. Let's get the rear view coming through the kink. Look how tight it is. This is battle for 4th place. 4th place, this is lap 8. Last lap. This is the perfect time to go for a crazy dive bomb. No one does it, everyone keeps it clean through the Canada corner hairpin. Oh, look at it. It's so tight. The pressure that you feel. Oh, I'm getting so close just then. I was trying to get such a good run out of that corner.
Good win, Kane. Good win.
Oh, there we go. We bring it up to the line. Yeah, I just said it's good racing, guys.
Yep, good race.
Well, there you go. That was honestly one of the most intense races I've ever done. Just being, if we go back to like lap, I think it was lap 5, just going side by side and 3 wide all the way down into these corners. It's just so tense. Focusing, concentrating so much. I couldn't even see the braking zone at that point. You come out of this corner and then you get 3 wide, and you're like, holy shit, what are we gonna do? Just side by side, it's so tight. Everyone knows how hard this corner is as well. What, you know, you can't brake late here at all. It's just look at this. Like, what? There's no game you can do this on. There's no racing game. Like, there's nothing. Nothing comes close. Sometimes you get netcode issues, but you know, you're thinking about it. You know, if I'm racing with a guy from, where's this guy from? Who knows where he's from? This guy up here, he's maybe Russian or something. This guy could be Mexican. This guy here could be American. I'm in the UK. Like, people from all over different continents. We're racing. So we're racing inches from each other at, you know, 200 kilometers an hour, whatever. You know, and the game, for the most part, is really good and it handles it really well. But anyway, that was one of the most tense races I've ever had. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll make another video soon. Bye.